video, we're going to try to not completely ruin the paint on my 89 Dodge D150 that I daily drive. I know you guys probably haven't seen it too much. I don't really talk much about it. It's just my daily driver. Just a 318 automatic truck that I bought, and well, it wasn't in pieces, but it definitely wasn't running when I bought it. But it's not the greatest. The paint has been a repaint with clear coat, and the clear coat's failing. The paint and body wasn't that great. You can see things like this where, I don't know if you picked that up, where it, like body filler's cracking. It wasn't the greatest job when they redid it. I don't know who did it, but somebody spent some time to do it, but they didn't do a greatest job. Or what they paid for didn't turn out that great. I don't know. But even though you're only supposed to do this on a clear coat truck, we're going to try a few different things. I've Comet washed a lot of things that have single stage paint on it. I think I'm going to try it on this in spots to see what happens. And maybe even SOS pads, which is basically the dollar store version of it. And we're going to see what happens. So stay tuned to see how bad I ruin this paint that's not that good to begin with. This gives you an idea of what I'm really working with here. It's pretty bad. Clear coat zone's completely gone off the roof. Primer showing through the base coat. So I don't have much to lose up here. So we're gonna see what happens. Worst case scenario, it looks no better than it does now. So here we go. That went about as I expected. Not that great. I don't know if you can tell, it almost looks like it's gray scuff for paint compared to down here. So I don't know if that's going to work, which I was afraid of that on clear coat. Everybody says it doesn't work on clear coat, and well, it's looking that way. So we're going to experiment and see what happens next. Okay, experiment number 2. I whipped out the buffer and some polishing compound. You probably can't really tell. I did this little section on the hood up here. It's hard to tell because of the lighting and everything else right now. I am doing an experiment. I Comet washed this top edge over here. It's still drying, so you really can't tell. And I'm gonna see what that looks like in the morning, and then I'm gonna go after it with the buffer, because that might be the key to get this right. Because this clear coat's got some issues, and it's got orange peel and everything else in it. So like I said, I really can't mess it up any worse than it already is. So this is just basically a fun experiment. This back section here is where I Comet washed it and then buffed it. And as you see, as you go up, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better, but then you can get right here into where it's just straight Comet wash. Well, I decided to head up to the hardware store this morning before the parade starts to get me some 1500 or 2000 sandpaper. I'm gonna wet sand part of that truck because I want to see what happens. I'm not liking some of the results I'm getting, and we're gonna see what happens. The experiments continue. I'm not real satisfied with this. Oh, you probably can't see it, but there's still scratches in that. So I'm gonna wet sand with 1500, and I got some 2000 too, but we're gonna try 1500 first and then buff and see what it does. We're just gonna experiment this back corner and see what happens. Okay, there's just a few minutes with some 1500 wet. Let's go pull off the buffer and see what happens. Like I said, this is totally experimental. If it cleans up, great. If not, we're gonna have to go to 2000 and then do it, I guess. Let's see what happens. Oh, in this spot here, I sanded it a little bit more because there's a bunch of gouges there, but I probably just went through the clear coat and got into the paint, but we'll find out. Say there's probably some detail or body guy that's freaking losing his mind right now, wanting to yell and scream at what the hell am I doing? But we'll see what happens. It's hazy right now because I put some cleaner wax on top of it, and I'm gonna take it off and see what it looks like. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess it's not too terrible bad. I haven't done this up here yet. Go along here. You can see where I got into it. And back here. I mean, it could be better. I might work on it a little bit more and see what happens. Okay, this bedside's all wet sanded with 2000. We'll hit it with the buffer and see what happens. Either I screwed it up permanently or it's gonna come back pretty decent. We'll see. I don't know how well this is gonna show up in video, but it didn't turn out half bad. Not for what I have to work with here, which is beat up and Not that great of a paint job to begin with, but overall, not too terribly bad. And up here where I did that Scotch-Brite, or that Ajax stuff, it kind of screwed it up back here, but I got it more corrected up here. Probably put more work into this back and get rid of it, but we're just gonna continue on and consider that a lesson in learning. But hell, pretty good reflection. Well, after most of the day of actually ended up wet sanding and buffing it, it turned out too bad. There's some spots I could do more work on. Like I can show you. Like up here behind the cab, it really needs to be buffed more. The side's okay. I think I was getting tired as I was going, but hood's a big improvement, even though the clear coat's poo-poo. This side, I might move it where it's in the light so you can see it better. This side turned out better. Of course, it's the first side I started, so there's that. So overall, instead of doing Comet wash and all this stuff, it messed the clear coat up like everybody said it would, but I had to try. So use 1500 and 2000. 1500 if it had a lot of orange peel, 2000 if it didn't. And I used some, wasn't real aggressive polishing compound. I could use something more aggressive and probably got better results, but I'm not good enough with a buffer. I was afraid I was gonna burn her up. But she turned out pretty good, I think. In case anybody wondered, this has got a TBI 318 in it with a A500 automatic, which is overdrive with lockup. It's got 355 rear end in it with 8 3/4 axle. When I got this truck, the engine was half apart. Got together and running, then found out the torque converter was broke, put a torque converter in it, and then found out the rear end, somebody slapped some 273 gears in it that weren't even put in correctly. So I put new ring and pinion in it, and put new tires and wheels on it, lowered it, which is lowered about 3 or 4 inches in the front and about 4 inches in the back. It's Dodge van control arms, which have a pocket for the spring to drop, and the rear is new hangers and a longer shackle. I really want to drop the back more, but the wheels don't have enough back spacing, so the tires will rub if I hit a bump if I lower it anymore. I mean, ultimate goal would be air, but that's a whole nother ballpark. Anyway, that's basic of the truck. Just playing around with paint. It probably really wasn't worth it because, well, I knew the paint was bad anyway, but I guess it looks better for now, but it won't last. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll try to get some more little videos out. Bye, y'all. it.